deal that has been reached? How about the top 5 most expensive cities, or should I say overpriced cities? Ever want to buy a beach house? How about the 5 cheapest places to buy a beach house? Folks, this is your Sunday daily financial news for May 28th. Let's get it started. So it looks like we have at least a tentative agreement for the debt ceiling. Looks like it will be voted on mid next week. And as expected, it is a big nothing burger. Essentially, my takeaway from the debt ceiling is A, we have moved it out 2 years. Thankfully, it is past the next presidential election, so we have one less thing to fight about. 2, we got an agreement to lower spending I want to make sure I get this right, 0.27%. I hope that was worth all of the stress and whatnot out there. I don't know. It's exactly what we thought was coming on this channel. A big nothing. Threat of it was never coming. They came together. They got something done. Let's get it voted on. Let's get it past us. And let's deal with the next thing we have to talk about, which is inflation. Remember, interest rates are spiking because there was a non-zero chance of a default. So removing that from the equation, hopefully by middle of next week, that removes one piece. Second, then we have to deal with inflation. We do get a jobs number on Friday that will be important, followed by a CPI number the following week. These are the 2 numbers that will lead to a potential interest rate rise or not. On the June hike, again, I think it is the 15th, it might be the 14th of June when the Fed comes together. We have gone from a 98% chance of pause to 67% chance of a rate hike. The market is calling for a hike. The market is giving the Fed a chance to raise, and I am going to stand pat and say they don't. I do believe that the Fed will skip this meeting. I believe the economic numbers that are going to start to roll in are going to show the Fed that the system is weakening going forward. But again, my opinion versus the market is clearly saying, and probably on Tuesday when the market is open, I would expect these odds to go up because, again, the debt ceiling issue was one of the problems. So I don't know. Let me know below. I want to hear from all of you this great Sunday morning, this Memorial Day weekend. What do you think? Let me know below. Raise, pause, or cut. Just one of those words. Let me know. Again, the market says raise. I am going to say pause. Some of you might say cut. Let me know. Leave a comment below so this YouTube algorithm can keep going. Greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, become part of the One Rental at a Time family. We do the work here. We encourage others to move forward by doing the work. We don't gamble. We don't take risks. We do the work on this channel. So thank you very much for being here, and let's keep going. I don't know if you're an investor in California like I am. Hey, Brian, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate you, bud. I don't know if you invest in California, but if you do, I want you to know that State Farm, one of the largest, if not largest insurance provider in California, has decided to stop writing new policies. Now, currently, they are not canceling legacy policies, but that might be coming. Inflation risks in California is becoming a problem. And just a little side note, I got a note yesterday on one of my fourplexes that the policy is being canceled by Mercury Insurance. So Chad, if you're watching this, I sent you an email because I need an insurance quote on one of my fourplexes. Guys, if you don't know who Chad is, he is the newest member of the Hub. Him and his team are now insurance agents or brokers at the Hub because we are trying to become that one-stop shop for all of you. So Chad, check your email. So again, State Farm starts writing policies in California. They may eventually start canceling. This is an issue. You're hearing about it in Florida as well with insurance costs going up. I heard about it in Texas as well. So folks, make sure you know your numbers. Don't gamble. And if you have insurance policies, be warned, they are going up. I also want to talk about realtors. More acknowledgement that realtors are leaving the business. This is what you and I have been talking about. Transactions are down 42% from the peak. That is a lot of commission. And that is a lot of agents having to find other work. This should be expected. Frankly, there should be more leaving the business. As of right now, it looks like about 60,000 have left. 3%. That's only 3%. It went from 1.6 million to 1.537 million. Again, transactions down 42%, 3% of agents leaving. We're going to see a lot more. If you are in a real estate agent, again, watch your months of life, like Brian Lebo talks about from Las Vegas. Control your spending, because again, the next 2 years will be tough, but then we will get it into a new cycle. You come out of this, you will be much, much stronger. I want to talk about the top 5 overpriced markets. Folks, I'm obviously a real estate guy. I like reading articles from across the country. If you invest in one of these markets, let me know what you're seeing on the ground. An overpriced market, basically based on this analysis, is average list price today versus long-term historical average list price and the delta. So number 5, Lakewood, Florida. I'm just going to read, I'm not going to read the 100, so I'll round the numbers. 304,000 average list price today. Historical average would have been 209. That's a 45% delta. Memphis, Tennessee. One of our millionaire investors comes back every Monday is Casey. I'm going to ask her about this. Memphis, Tennessee. 226 is the average list price today, and 155 is the long-term average for a 46% delta. Charlotte, North Carolina. 356,000, 241,000 expected, or 47%. Cape Coral, Florida. 375 or 376 expected, 251 for a 49%. And finally, if you invest in Atlanta, Georgia, congratulations. You are the most overpriced housing market compared, or at least in this article. Average list price today, 358,000. Expected value, 236 or 51%. If you are an Atlanta investor, I hope you invested several years ago and you've seen amazing appreciation. How about if we flip it over? How about the cheapest place to buy a beach house? Maybe you're looking to do some Airbnb on the water like the great Anna Kelly, who comes back every Wednesday. Here are the top 5 cheapest places to buy a beach house. If you invest in one of these markets, again, let me know. I don't know any of these markets. Have I been to any of these? I've not even been to any of these markets. Corpus Christi, Texas. Grand Isle, Louisiana. New London, Connecticut. Newport News, Virginia. And Gulfport, Mississippi. Maybe places to do Airbnb on the water. I have no idea. But again, Anna has told us over the years that investing in Airbnb on the water is interesting. But don't forget, last week she told us she is selling one of her waterfront Airbnbs because insurance went up too much. So be careful out there. Watch what's going on. How about retire early myths? So there was an article written by a gentleman who retired at 35. His name is Steve Adcock. I don't know who Steve is, but I thought it was interesting. 35-year-old retired early with $1 million net worth. I'm going to guess in the stock market. It didn't say that, but based on his lifestyle, that's what I think we were talking about. So 3 retirement myths. These are his, and I will give you my feedback. I did not retire at 35. I did retire at 45. So Steve beat me by a decade. Number 1, you're going to get bored. I don't know if you've heard my story, but I can tell you the first week or so of being retired early is awesome. I then went through 3, maybe 4 or 5 weeks of depression. I felt my ego or my everything was wrapped up in my career. You definitely have to find your passion. I quit on a moment's notice. I would definitely tell you to plan for it. What are you going to do after? You need something that you're passionate about to get you. And it could be something entirely new, but definitely if I had to do it again, I would have planned better. I've never been one to get kind of depressed, but I still remember that just murky feeling after being retired. How about number 2? It's going to destroy your relationship. Wow. Are people really worried about spending too much time with their significant other? That's unfortunate. I will tell you, you'll need to find things to do on your own. You know, again, I come to you for a couple hours, 5 days a week. That is our separation. So you definitely will need to find, maybe that's a gym, running, whatever. But again, is spending more time together destroys your relationship? Yeah, sorry about that. And then the final one, you'll never going to work again. And really what this one was talking about is, hey, if you create a gap in your resume, you're never going to go back to your old career or your old job. To which I say, good. You've earned something. If you ever get to a point where you need a job to make a couple of bucks, there are lots of things you could do out there. You're not looking to go back to your old career. So again, pretty interesting stuff. The most important thing, if you were on the retire early journey, definitely plan for what you are going to do after. Don't just quit and guess. That was not fun for me. I got 2 other exciting announcements, but first, let's congratulate people for doing the work and getting some golden tickets. First off, Carl, congrats on getting your golden ticket, getting your first deal. I will send it out in the mail. And then Kevin, congratulations for getting your golden ticket. Your tickets will go out in the mail. If you don't know what these are what we send out after somebody closes their first deal. It could be a rental. It could be a house hack. Shoot, it could be an owner-occupied unit. I don't care. If I help you in any way, I want to hear about it. I want to send these out. Carl and Kevin, congratulations. Folks, I want to bring your attention to 2 things. One is a new vision and dream for my office in the hub. The second is for a presentation that I think went out on Friday or Saturday. As you know, I was part of an event in Fresno, California called Dominate the Recession. The team that did the recording was gracious enough to send me the 20-minute keynote I gave. So I want to ask you a favor. Please watch that presentation. It's on my channel. I think it's under Hot Topics or something if you want to find it. It's me in a very bright shirt on the thumbnail. Please watch that 20 minutes. If you like what I said, please share that on Facebook. If you follow me on Twitter, I actually posted it on Twitter. You can repost it. I want more and more people to think and understand what I see going on. I collected some receipts. I talked about my plan, and I told you how to get wealthy. Those are kind of the 3 topics in that 20 minutes. Please take a look at it. I will post the link maybe in the pinned comment when this is all done, but that will be interesting. And then next up, the hub. As you know, I've taken a relook at building ADUs. I've acknowledged that I did it wrong. I acknowledged I did it with the wrong team. I'm now trying to follow what Eddie and Thatch and Ty and all these other amazing investors are doing. Now what I'm looking for at the hub, wouldn't it be great if somebody joined the hub that was a builder? Maybe you want to start a construction company. I don't know. But this is my vision. If I could get somebody at the hub that does that, we could start building ADUs if in my portfolio or my friends' portfolios almost immediately. Then what we could do is we can add some sugar and spice to these 5 approved plans. Maybe folks from EVC Homes could add their special style to them. And then we could start adding more affordable housing in Fresno. In the long-term vision, if we did this right, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, we could actually start building more affordable homes, more tiny homes throughout Fresno. But it starts with building ADUs, starts with the proof points, starts with a bill of material, a fixed bid, all of those things that I think we could provide. So if we got inside the hub a builder and a real estate agent joining Ty's team or whatnot, I think we could help a lot of people move forward. So that's where I'm hoping to take the hub. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts about the Fed. Will they raise, pause, or cut at their next meeting? And please congratulate Carl and Kevin for getting their golden tickets, folks. Have an amazing weekend. It is Sunday, the 28th. We're on our way to 50,000. We still got work to do, probably 3 or 4 months, but like, subscribe, comment, share the channel. Bye-bye.